Now, it's no secret that when you get to Gatlinburg, you're in bear country. So it's important to know what you can do to keep yourself safe and the bears wild. That's where we're riding along with an expert to tell us the do's and don'ts of experiencing bear country.
Hi, I'm Janelle Musser. I am with Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, and I am the black bear support biologist. So I handle a lot of human-bear conflicts in the form of calls, in form of trapping, as well as assisting our law enforcement officers that also handle a lot of those calls here in Tennessee. If you are visiting bear country in Tennessee, we only have black bears. So you need to know what to do if you see a black bear. First things first, before you even come to visit the Great Smoky Mountains National Park and the gateway communities like Gatlinburg, Sevierville, Wares Valley, you should do your research. Make sure that you visit BearWise.org and know what to do in bear country before you get here. Make sure that when you show up to your cabin, you lock your car doors. It's really important here in the Smokies. Bears know how to open car doors. They're very smart animals and they will open your car doors. So make sure your car is locked at all times. What's only 5 minutes for you is plenty of time for a bear to come and open your vehicle and get your food. And what's worse is if they get stuck in here, they can really destroy your vehicle. Make sure your coolers are kept inside your vehicle or locked if they're in the bed of a truck or kept inside your cabin. You don't want them to be on your porch or in any sort of screened room or soft-sided vehicle. A lot of coolers like this say that they are bear resistant, and that's true, they are, but they are only bear resistant if there are locks in these holes in the cooler. Make sure you don't leave any food, any drinks, any garbage, anything like that on a porch. But a lot of times people will do something like, I need to take the garbage out to the can at the end of the driveway, but they will sit the trash on the porch and think, I'll take that out later. You do not want to do that in bear country, even for 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. There is a possibility that a bear could find this bag of trash. And once it does, it will keep coming back to this porch. And that can be really dangerous when people are coming and going from the door. Another thing that people enjoy doing when they're on vacation is grilling and cooking out. And that's a really awesome thing, but grills will absolutely attract bears. They hold a lot of smells, and a black bear's sense of smell is 7 times better than the best smelling dog. And they want to come in and get these really easy food sources. So when you're done grilling, make sure that you remove all the food from the grill and that you don't leave the grill unattended while you're grilling. And then you let that grill continue to burn and let all the food stuff burn off that grill, and then make sure you clean the grill as well. So you want to scrub that grill down, and if the particular cabin you're renting has any other recommendations or any other cleaning supplies, or they may ask you to pull that grill back into a building or something, make sure you follow those instructions as well. One of the #1 calls we get about bears is that there is a bear in my garbage. So Tennessee Wildlife receives about 1,200 calls a year, and about 80% of those are about a bear accessing garbage. A lot of the other 20% of those calls started with a bear accessing garbage. And this is an issue for many reasons. It brings bears in and around people in close proximity to them, to their homes, cars, and to their pets. It also allows them to eat a lot of really unhealthy foods. So a lot of high calorie foods, high fat foods that they would not get in a natural diet out in the woods. And this is what a lot of bins look like in Gatlinburg and Sevier County. And they work really well. This is a bear resistant trash can, except it has to be latched back. So what you want to make sure when you're visiting bear country, that however the trash can was latched when you showed up, that's how you want to latch it back. So each bag of trash, even if it's 9 o'clock at night or it's 9 in the morning, you want to put it in the trash can right away. You don't want to leave it sitting out anywhere. You want to put it in the trash can, and then you need to latch this trash can back. If you don't latch this back and make sure that there is a working latch on this trash can, the bears will get into this. Bears are one-time learners. So when they get in this trash can, they now come back to this location, but they also learn that something that looks like this, I can now test every single one in all of Sevier County, and I might get a food reward. And so it keeps them coming back, and that in turn continues to allow them to be more comfortable around people and learn bad behavior, and that never ends well for the bear. So another thing that people often see around areas, because construction is inevitable in cities and areas with cabins and stuff like that, is these big open top construction dumpsters. And they oftentimes think, what a great place for me to stop and just toss my trash into. No big deal, I need somewhere to do it. But this is really dangerous because bears can still access the garbage in these, and particularly small cubs will get in these, and if the trash isn't filled to the brim, the cubs will get stuck in these containers and they can't climb out. And the female bear, the mother bear, gets really upset. If you are outside of a home or a cabin or a vehicle and you see a bear, you want to let that bear know that you are there. So let the bear know. You can say whatever you want. I typically clap and say, hey bear, hey bear. If that bear looks like it's interested or is going to approach you, you want to make yourself look big. Make yourself look as big as possible. If you have a jacket, you can actually hold it up over your head. Once again, clap your hands, maybe stomp the ground. Hey bear, or whatever you'd like to say, and encourage that bear to leave. If you have small kids or maybe a small dog, you want to pick them up and hold them. Hey, yeah, go, scram. If you were ever physically touched by a black bear here in the state of Tennessee, you do want to fight back. So don't run, don't play dead, and don't climb a tree, because black bears are excellent tree climbers. Just make your presence known and slowly back up into safety, like your vehicle or your cabin. If you see a black bear at a distance, or you are in safety, like in your vehicle or in a cabin or a house, you don't want to approach that bear. Just enjoy that bear, stay where you are, don't try to approach it, don't try to drive closer to it, and definitely do not try to feed the bear. Oh, there they are. Look at them. So this is a female with what we would call yearlings. So these cubs are actually just over a year old right now. And this is really important. Like I said, stay in your vehicle. We stopped the vehicle. We let them move on naturally. We're staying inside here. We're not throwing anything at them. And this is why it's so important, because there's actually a third over here. And so if we would have moved our vehicle up, we could have potentially separated that family unit. Yes, I do still get excited when I see bears, but particularly when I see bears doing natural behaviors. So when I see a bear like that yes, she's in this human-dominated landscape, but she did not come up to our vehicle. She did not look to us for a handout. She didn't try to come closer to us. She let her yearlings move on, and she probably came a little bit closer to make sure that they would be safe, that she could defend them if she needed to. And she was also foraging naturally. She was eating some of that vegetation, and so were her yearlings. And that is super awesome. That's what we want to see bears doing, not digging through a garbage can. Bears are definitely the symbol of the Smokies. Caring about bears is one thing, right? They're really awesome in my mind. I like them. But if you don't particularly care for them, at least you can think about keeping others safe. And if you do really like bears, it's the same thing. If you care about bears, you should be the #1 person that doesn't feed bears, that doesn't leave their garbage out, those kind of things, because I promise that only bad things will happen to bears if that stuff's allowed to happen.
And if that ride-along just wasn't enough for you, you can always visit BearWise.org or Gatlinburg.com/bears to learn more about our beloved black bears and find more helpful tips. Until next time, the mountains are calling. Let's answer together.